Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadetamastu Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Puranana Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharya Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Om Dram Karne Vishuniyam Deva Bhadram Pashe Makshavirya Jatra Sirai Rangai Stushtvagam Sastanobi Vishayama Deva Hitam Yadayo Swastina Indro Vruddhashavaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Starsho Arishaneme Swastino Brihaspati Dadatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagane Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om. If the waker is we are seeing the page number, verse number 16. Verse number 16. 16 or 19? 19, yes. Verse number 19 we have. I can't see it. Vishwasya Atma Vivakshaya. If the Vakar is the second, is the first pada, then the Akara is the Amatra. Omkarasya Akara is the Matra. They are likened to each other. Omkara Amatra. Omkara, the whole Omkara means Brahman, Jagat Karanam. But the Akara Amatra represents the first pada. First pada, that is the Veka. The Vekar is the first pada. That is why Vishwasya Atma Vivakshaya. The Vekar has to be likened to the Akara. Adi Samanyam Utkatam. Adi Samanyam means the similarity of both being the first. Akara is the first letter and waking is the first pada. Vakarness is the first pada, and therefore both being the first, that is the similarity. And because of that similarity is seen. Matra Sampratipattav is a Vyakhyanam upon Vishwasya Atma Vivakshayam Syad Apti Samanyam Evacha. And also Apti Samanyam means just as Akara pervades the whole language, in the same manner the Akara Vaishvanara also pervades the whole universe. And therefore there is this Vyapti Vyapaka Bhava is there. Vyapti is the second Samanyam, second similarity. The first similarity is the Vakar is the first pada and Akara is the first matra. But in the second similarity is the Vakar means Vaishvanara. As Vaishvanara, he pervades the whole universe. And Akara is pervades the whole language is pervaded by the Akara. And that is why they both of them are likened to each other. Taisasya Utva Vijnane. Taisa being the Ukara. Utva Vijnane. Utkarshaha. There is an extra effort. Drishyate Sputam. It is very clear. It is very clearly understood that there is an extra effort in pronouncing the U. Matra Sampratipattav, that is only a Vyakhyana. Syad Ubhavatva Tathavidam. Ubhayatva Tathavidam. Ubhayatvam. It is in between. The dream is between the waking state, Jagrata first pada, and the last pada, Makara pada. That is the Ishvara. The waking is between the Akara and the deep sleep state. And Ukara is between The ukara is between the akara and makara, and therefore in between the ubhayatva means tatavidam. Ubhayatva means between the two matras. Ukara is between the two matras, and swapna, the pada, is between the two padas, and therefore there is a likening of the dream. The ukara is likened to the dream. Makara bhave prajnasya. Makara, in the makara bhave, and when we talk about the makara, manasamanya mutkatam, that is the causation. Manasamanya means, it measures, makara measures the akara, ukara, okara, and the Ishvara measures the Jagrata and Swapna. Both the states, any Namarupa are measured by the Makara. Makara is absolute. Makara is the Sushupti Ishvara measures the Jagrata Avastha, Namarupa Avastha. Manasamanya Mutkatam. Matra Sampratipato, that is only a Vyakhanam. Laya Samanya Mevacha. Laya Samanya means that Manasamanya Mutkatam is enough to understand. It measures its Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. Ishvara is the Srishti Karanam, Sthiti Karanam, Laya Karanam of the Jagrata and Swapna, any Namarupa. And in the same manner here, the resolving point of Ishvara is Laya Samanya Mevacha. The resolving point is Makara is the resolving point for matras, and Ishvara is the resolving point of the two padas, the previous two padas, first two padas, Jagrata and Swapna. They are padas. The states are padas, and the letters are matras. Om has matras, and Brahman has padas. This has to be understood. Trishu Dhamashu Yat Tulyam. What is common to all the three states? Samanyam Veti Nishchitaha, Sapujya, and that person is Puja, Sarva Bhavana, of all the things, for all the individuals, Sarva Bhutana, for all the individuals, he is Puja. Panjashchavi is to be saluted, Mahamuni is a great thinker. And therefore, Yatulyam. What is Samanyam Veti? Means the one who understands the truth, he is indeed Mahamuni. It's not an ordinary thing. To understand the truth means is a very big thing. Akaro naite vishwam, ukaraschapi taisam. If it is done upasana, then the upasana of the akara takes the vishwa up, and the ukara takes the taisa up, and makara takes the prajna up. And when the mind becomes purified, when the mind becomes peaceful, a pure mind is peaceful mind, and therefore afterwards he can do vichara, he can do jignasa, and in that jignasutvam he can gain jnana. As a jignasa he can become a vichara, he can do vichara, and in that run, as a result of that vichara, he can get the jnana. Magarascha punah prajna, namatra vidyate gati. In the amatra there is no gati, there is no going and coming. But mind becoming purified is also a gati. Mental purity is a gati. But amatra में कोई gati नहीं. It is as understood. Amatras chaturtha. Amatraha chaturtha. The amatra is chaturtha matra. Avyavaharyaha. It is something that cannot be interacted with. Prapancha. It is something in which the whole prapancha is resolved. Shiva. It is avishtam, what is gained, because it becomes peaceful. Because Advaitaha, it is non-dual. Evam Omkaraha, Atma eva samvishate Atmanam, Atmana Atmanam. A person enters himself, Sayevam Veda, the one who understands in this manner. He enters himself means he recognizes himself. He renounces the Sharira, and then like a snake, he renounces the skin of the epidermis. In the same manner, a man also renounces the skin, the outer body, and the subtle body also. Anything that is objectifiable, he renounces. He falsifies it. And falsification means he is free from it. Evam Veda. And therefore, Atmana, he entering himself does not mean he enters himself. It's not like that. He only recognizes himself. And that is like entering himself. Entering himself means he is enters. He is free from the body. And therefore, Samvishati Atmana Atmanam. Evam Veda, the one who understands in this manner. And then Atrayete Shlokaha Bhavanti. The Karikakara says, Omkaram Padasho Vidya. Let the Omkara has to be understood to represent the Padas. Omkara has Matras and Brahman has the Padas. Padasho Vidyat. Pada Matraha na samshaya. There is no doubt that Padas are Matra. That means there is oneness between the Nama and the Nami, and the name and the named. Between Omkara and Brahman, there is Mukhya Ekatvam. Na samshaya, there is no doubt. Omkaram Padasho Jnatva, having understood the Omkara in the form of Padas, Nakinchidapi Chintayet. Chintayet is a Vidilingam, Nakinchidapi Chintayati should be taken. Chintayati, you can write down Chintayati. Chintayati means Nakinchidapi, does not think of anything else. He does not, Chintayat, if you take it as Chintayat, then you should not, even before, after knowing, before knowing also, you should not think of anything else except knowing. Nakinchidapi Chintayat. Even before knowing, you should not think of any other path. You should think of only understanding the truth. That can be there. But it is here. Jnatva, it is again, Tva Pratyaya is there. Omkaram Padasho Jnatva, Nakinchidapi Chintayat. Nakinchidapi Chintayat means Jnatva, having a lap as Nakinchidapi Chintayat. Chintayat means Chintayati. Jnatva, having understood this, Nakinchidapi Chintayat. Having understood Nakinchidapi Chintayati should be taken. Yunjeta Pranave Chetaha. Yunjeta means may one put one's mind in Omkara. Pranavo Brahma Nirbhayam. Pranava is Omkara is indeed Brahma. Omkara is indeed Brahma, which is free from fear, the fearless, and therefore Brahma Nirbhayam. Because it is fearlessness, because in it has no boundaries, and therefore it is unlimited. In the unlimited, how can there be any fear? Any thought is there, emotions can be there. Fear is an emotion. It is born of a thought, and that thought is there possible only in the finite mind. In the finite jiva, there can be a thought. In the infinite consciousness, there cannot be a thought, and therefore, every emotion is born of a thought. Every emotion is in the form of a thought, and therefore, when the Pranava Brahma Nirbhaya, Pranava is Omkara is indeed Brahma. It is Mukhya Ekatvam, and it is free from fear. Pranavo Nirbhaya Nitya Muktasya. Pranave, in the Pranava, in the Omkara, Nitya Yuktasya, a person who is ever associated with Omkara, na bhayam vidyate kvachit. He has no fear at any time. Kvachit means never he has, at no place, at no situation, at no time he is having fear. That is na vidyate kvachit. Kvachit means at any time. Pranavo Hyaparam Brahma, Pranavascha Parasmritaha. Pranava is Omkara is Param Brahma, Omkara is Aparam Brahma. It is Jnayam, it is also Upasyam. It is also Karma, it is also Jnayam, it is also Upasyam. And therefore, Parasmritaha, it is Parasmrita. Apurvaha, it has no causation. Anantaraha, it is something that has no later. Abhakyaha, it has no outside. It is Anaparaha, there is nothing else other than it. Pranavo Abhyayaha, Omkara. Omkara means Brahma. It is not mere Omkara. Omkara is just the sound of it. Mere the name nahi. Pranava means the the Avyakritam, that is the Nirvisesham. Avyayaha, it is free from change. Because Mukhya Ekatvam having been understood, the Karanam is no longer the Karanam. Karanam understood is no longer the Karanam. And that has to be understood very clearly. In order to understand the Nirvisesham, I have to understand myself as the Karanam of everything. Otherwise it doesn't work. Therefore, Pranavohi Abhyayaha, it is changeless. Pranavaha means Pranavaha here should not mean Pranava as Omkara, the Nama, the name and name as a name has a beginning and an end. Omkara has a beginning and an end. But if it is Abhyayaha, it is free from change, then definitely it is a Nirvisesham. Abhyayaha, Nirvisesham, Apurva, Anapara, Anantaraha, Abhakeha, Anaparaha, Pranavohi Abhyayaha. If you say Pranava is indeed Abhyayaha, then definitely it is Nirvisesham. It is the Nirvisesham that is Apurvaha, Anantaraha, Abhakeha, Anaparaha. If there is nothing else, there is only Advaitam. And the Advaitam can only be Nirviseshamji. Sarvasya Pranavo Hyadihi. It is the beginning of, it is the source of, it is taught as the Shastra teaches the Nirvisesham as the source of everything, as the support of everything, as the resolving point of everything. The Shastra does the Kalpana of the source, the support, and the end of everything. It does the Kalpana. And therefore, Shastra Kalpana is different from Avidya Kalpana. What I find myself with is Avidya Kalpitam. Whereas Shastra Kalpitam is what Shastra says is Shastra Kalpitam. This is only Kalpana, please. It's not something that is true. It doesn't qualify the truth. If it doesn't qualify the truth, then it is all Kalpitam. Because Shastram itself presupposes Adhyasa. Shastram itself presupposes Adhyasa. All Pramanas presuppose Adhyasa. Minus Adhyasa, there cannot be any Pramanam. Therefore, all Pramanas, Evam hi Pranavam Jnatva, having understood the Pranava in this manner, Vyashnute Tadanantaram. Vyashnuti, he enjoys. Tadanantaram means there is no gap. Tadanantaram means thereafter. Even though we say thereafter has no, it doesn't mean any gap. Tadanantaram means there is no gap between knowing and being. Being is enjoying, and between being and knowing, there is no gap. And therefore, like just as between knowing the rope and freedom from the fear, there is no gap. There is no spatial gap, there is no time-wise gap also. And therefore, Tadanantaram means thereafter does not mean there is a gap. There is no gap here. There is no gap between knowing and being. There is no gap. In the same manner, here also, it is said here, Tadanantaram. Pranavam hi Yeshwaram Vidyat Sarvasya Hridayastram. And the Brahman is present in the heart of everyone. It is not Paroksham. Sarva Vyapinam Omkara. And it is all pervasive, even though it is pervading everywhere, and yet it is present in every heart. In every heart means in every thought. In the heart of every jiva means in the thought of every jiva. In the thought of every jiva, matva dhiro na shochati. Having understood him, anything that is objectifiable is the truth of it, and therefore having understood it, na shochati. He doesn't become grieved. He doesn't grieve afterwards. Nashochate means he is free from the struggle. Having understood the truth, he is free from the struggle. Because the struggle is always in the form of becoming the infinite, because that is his nature. Because his nature is infinite, therefore he wants to become the infinite. And therefore any amount of pleasure doesn't satisfy him. Why is it that every pleasure, however great the pleasures are, do not satisfy him? Because his eyes are set on the infinitude, and no object can give you the infinitude. And therefore, the infinitude is only your own self, and therefore it has to be understood. And therefore, and the infinite has become finite. It is the infinite that looks the finite, the jiva. It is the Paramatma that looks like the Jivatma. Otherwise, the Jivatma doesn't look like Jivatma. It is the Paramatma that looks like Jivatma. It is the Brahman look that looks like the Jivatma. It is the unlimited that looks like the limited. And therefore, the limited again has to understand that I am not limited, I am limitless. Then in that case, he is free from all these struggles. He is free from all these struggles. And therefore, amatraha, it is free from any dimension. Ananta matrascha. And if you are still interested in the dimension, then you say it is ananta matrascha. Its dimension is infinitude. Dvaitasya upashamaha. It is a resolution of all Dvaita. That means it is Advaitam, Shivaha. That is what Shivaha means. It is something that is Shubham. Because that is Shubham, because in this world there is only one Shubham. Infinitude alone is Shubham. Bhagavan alone is Shubham. Everything else is Ashubham. Because everything else is Ashubham because you are struggling. And the Sansara, and therefore it is Ashubham. Shivaha. Onkaraha viditayena sa munihi. The one who understands this fact, he is a munihi, he is a mananat munihi, na itaro janaha. There is no, the other person is not munihi. He may do upasana, but he is not munihi. Munihi means he is not a thinker. He is not a munihi. And he doesn't discern. Discerning is important. Discerning between Atma and Anatma is important. The discerning between the self and the non-self. The self and the self is the truth, and the non-self is the mithya. The non-self includes the body also. The body is mithya, and the Atma is satyam. In this manner, the one who understands, he is called Munihi. Naitrojanaha, nobody else can be the Munihi. He is alone is the Munihi. Onkara vidito yena sa munihi naitaro janaha. Netaro janaha. Netaro janaha means not anybody else. Not anybody else. We have completed the iti Mandukya Upanishad Artha Avishkarana Parayam Kaudapadiya Karikayam Pratham Agama Prakaranam. Pratham means it is the first Agama. Agama, I have already told. Agama means what has come down to us. It's called just the sutra. This is just the textbook, the text of the text of the Mandukya Upanishad. That is called Agama. Agama means that which has come down to us. It is not from the Guru Sishya Parampara. It has come down to us. That is called in the form of the Shruti. Agama. Shruti is Agama Prakaranam. Agama, and then comes the Yukti, then the Nyaya, etc. The Vaitatya Prakaranam, then Vadvaita Prakaranam, and Alata Shanta Prakaranam, Alata Shanta Shanti Prakaranam. These Prakaranas also, they are based on Agama Prakaranam. If you understand the Agama Prakaranam, you have understood all the Prakaranas. And that is why it's called Agama Prakaranam. Agama Prakaranam means it has that which has come down to us. That is the text of the Upanishad, the main sutras of the main shlokas of the Upanishad. The actual text, the text is the sutras, the 12 sutras that we have got. The 12 slokas that we have read. Then Karikas we have read, but the 12 slokas, they form the Agama Prakaranam. That Agama Prakaranam, in this there is Karika also. Gaudapada Karika has written, we have seen the Karikas also. We have seen the Karikas, we have seen the 12 mantras, all the mantras we have seen, all the slokas we have seen, they form the Agama Prakaranam. Then it has come down to us. Agama means agachati. Agachati means that which has come down to us. It's called Agama Prakaranam. Agama Prakaranam does not go into logic. It only states what is what. And that is what it only states. This is indeed first pada, this is the second pada, this is the third pada. There, the yukti is given later on. The Karikakara gives the yukti, the Vaitatya Prakaranam, Advaita Prakaranam. There is a lot of Nyaya, Alat Shanti Prakaranam, there is a lot of Nyaya. But the Nyaya does not mean inferential knowledge. It is not inferring. It is giving the logic that how you are different from the body. It states, if it states that you are not the body, that is Agama. How you are different from the body, that is Yukti. And that you are different from the body is Anubhav also. It is within the Anubhav. Within the Anubhav. You are Anubhav Swarupaha. I have told you that logic that an object of negation can be negated. An object of negation is experienced, but that experience cannot be negated. And that experience cannot be negated. You can't negate that experience. If you understand that, everything you have understood. Thank you very much for coming every day for the classes, and thank you very much for coming to the classes. And wherever there is Vedanta, traditional Vedanta, please listen to Vedanta. If it is not traditional, don't go anywhere near. Non-traditional Vedanta should not be heard. It is a traditional Vedanta that should be heard. And the non-traditional Vedanta should not be heard, please. Otherwise, you will have to unlearn a lot. Having learned the untraditional, you have to unlearn a lot. That is a waste of time. Why learn wrong things and then unlearn it? And therefore, you better listen to the traditional Vedanta only. The traditional Vedanta does not mean if a person has a beard and if a person has mala, then he is traditional. Otherwise, if he is not traditional, you have to first hear and figure out whether he is traditional or not. If he is traditional, if he is talking about the Deha, if he is talking about the Atma as not Anatma, and if it is the truth of Anatma, then he is traditional. If he is only talking about this and that, then he is not politics, etc., then he is not traditional. He is not traditional, and therefore you can listen to Swamiji's students. Whoever comes to your place, you can listen to him, and that place will be blessed by Swamiji's students. When Swamiji's students come, you will receive him as Swamiji himself, as you receive a Swami himself. And then he can teach Vedanta, and you can listen to Vedanta. Because if it is Swamiji's students, then definitely they are traditional. Because whatever they have, whatever they teach is going to be the same. There will be no difference between what I teach, what you have heard just now, and what you are going to hear, and what you read in Swamiji's books. There will be no difference seen. And therefore, you can hear the traditional Vedanta. Thank you very much. Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you very much. Haji?